Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Film is Okie Dokie, the show where every other week we sit down and watch a film to determine whether or not it is okie dokie. I am Tommy, joined as always by CJ. CJ, how you doing?
I am doing all right. I've been playing a lot of Pokemon.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, not
how is Mr. Man doing? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been playing old Pokemon. I've been playing Fire Red. I guess I'm not gonna finish that thought. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah?
Yeah, actually, I'm really enjoying it. But you know what? Recently, the Oscars actually was recently.
Yes, the Oscars were, 2 days ago for us?
Yeah, I think so.
Sweet. Yeah, how do you feel about the results?
So, first of all, I would like to say I was a lot closer to you this year than I was last year.
Oh, in our pool?
Yes. So you won the pool. You didn't officially win the pool because we disqualify ourselves from winning.
Of course.
But you're number one and I'm number two.
Right. We are number one, really.
We are number one. Yeah. But I will say this. I am happy that I lost. Because the picks that I made that would have had me win would have made me unhappy.
Like Timothy Chalamet winning and...
Oh my god. Yes.
If he wins, it's a big enough swing for you to win.
Yeah, I never thought in a million years they were going to give that award to Michael B. Jordan. Not because he didn't deserve it. He played two motherfuckers. I didn't think, is there precedent actually for winning a Best Actor award in a horror, quote unquote, horror film?
We would have to go back a while. I know that Amy Madigan's win was I don't know all the stipulations on it, but one of the first acting wins for a horror film since like Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah, and that's going back a ways.
Yeah.
So all of that having been said, I'm so happy he got the recognition. I loved Sinners. I never thought that he would win for Sinners. Someone put out a big op-ed like the day before the Oscars that was like, who did One Battle After Another? Was it Paul Thomas Anderson?
Yeah.
Someone put out a big op-ed that Paul Thomas Anderson's best film is not One Battle After Another, and Ryan Coogler's best film is not Sinners, and so that neither of them should be at the pinnacle of this blah 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 blah. And I'm like, great. Black Panther's never gonna win the fucking award, right? Fruitvale Station wasn't going to win the award, right? Like, Sinners had a shot, and Sinners won, Sinners didn't win. One Battle After Another won, and Michael B. Jordan won. And I thought Best Casting was an award made for Sinners to win.
I agree.
And it didn't win.
Yeah, 100% agree. That was like the two big surprises for me for the night were that, and then Sinners winning cinematography, because I thought they were going to go the exact opposite way. I thought that One Battle was a shoo-in for cinematography. I thought Sinners was a shoo-in for casting. So the flip of those two was, I think, the biggest surprise in a night that had very few actual surprises.
Yes, I would say everything kind of went the way that I thought it was going to go.
Pretty much, yeah. Which it's like, okay, so quick touching on that op-ed that you read. Personally, I find that to be such a stupid opinion because it's like, well, yeah, I mean, there's so much context around the Oscars, and there's the films that win often are not the actual best films of just even the year, you know? Like there's so much that goes into a win. There's so much that goes into the storyline. Not trying to like romanticize it in any way, but it's like, well, yeah, if you're making that complaint, that's like, it's not even PTA or Ryan Coogler's best film, it shouldn't win. It's like, okay, then what are we kind of doing here with the Oscars? Like the Oscars is never going to be this perfectly like this perfect sanctuary of objective film awards. It's very much like up for discussion, up for debate, and it's never things never shake out the way that they like should, quote, like in quotes should, when you look back like even 5 years afterwards, right? So it's like, if you have that complaint about the Oscars, why are you even giving the Oscars the energy to write that article, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
But going back even farther, you would kind of pose the question of when was the last time acting Oscars had gone to horror films. I actually do have an answer. So going back, the last lead to win for a horror film, it's technically classified as horror. I've not seen it, so I'm not sure if I would count it, but Natalie Portman won in 2010 for Black Swan, and this article counts that as horror. Going back before that, you have to go back to 1991 when both Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins won for their lead roles in The Silence of the Lambs.
I would say Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah. Before that, just go back one more year for Kathy Bates winning in Misery. But then is when Rosemary's Baby comes in. That's the last time someone won for a supporting role, when Ruth Gordon won in 1968. So yeah, there's only before that, the only one that's considered is a dude winning for Jekyll and Hyde in 1931. So you could count on just over one hand how many times someone has won for an acting performance in an Oscar.
Yeah, for a horror film. Yeah. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is. And it's especially being such a horror fan that I am, it's very frustrating because there are some incredible performances that have gotten absolutely snubbed. The one that comes up time and time again in discussion is Toni Collette getting snubbed for Hereditary. Truly one of the best performances I've ever seen. She didn't even get a nomination. And then Willem Dafoe for The Lighthouse didn't even get a nomination. And that is one of the greatest performances I've seen in my life. So it's upsetting. It's a shame that horror gets such a snub, but such a big year for it with Sinners and Amy Madigan and Weapons. So super cool to see.
Yeah, it is. It is nice to see when people eventually get their flowers, right?
Even if it's not for their best film.
Even if it's not for their best film.
Well, what were there any other awards that, a win or a loss that surprised you, or one you wanted to bring up?
The only one that I was personally invested in, and I understand, I don't want people to come at me and be like, oh, CJ didn't understand. Man, if I had legs, I would kick you. She should have won Best Actress. Like, I get it. I know how good. I have been told how amazing the other actress was. I just, it's Rose Byrne, right? As who plays the...
Yes, and if I had legs, yes, Rose Byrne, and then Jessie Buckley was who won.
I know Jessie Buckley was fantastic. From everything that everyone has told me. And even you, and I hold your opinion in high regard. But, God, it's that much better than Rose Byrne, and Rose Byrne, it was amazing.
Okay, and I'm with you. When we saw If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, I remember Jade and I talking about afterwards, like, just fucking give her the Oscar now. But... yeah, Jessie Buckley is incredible in Hamnet.
Oh, God, I gotta see Hamnet. I gotta see it. When I wanted to watch it, it was $25 to rent it, and it wasn't playing in my theater at a time that I could go. So, yeah, that's where I'm kind of at right now.
Yeah, I hear you. It's that if we had a tie this year at the Oscars, first time in about 15 years. I wish the tie was in that category instead of best live action short.
Yeah, that one didn't make any fucking sense. It didn't matter at all that was a tie.
You hear that? If you're listening to this and you worked on either two people exchanging saliva or the singers, your work didn't matter.
You know what? I'm not gonna backtrack that. It really didn't fucking matter.
Oh my god!
I'm holding steady on that. I'm holding steady, Tommy.
Oh, that's so funny. How about any other categories that were a surprise to you, or you were hoping for someone else to win?
No, the casting one. Like I said, that felt like an award made for Sinners, and then it went to One Battle, and then it felt like One Battle after another had cinematography locked up, and then that went to Sinners. I don't have a problem with either of them winning the award. It just felt like they won each other's awards.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it felt very clear what direction they were going to go.
Yeah.
How about you? Was there anyone for you that threw you off?
Yes, asterisk. The one that for me I disagreed with the most, though I did pick the correct one in our Oscar pool, was Amy Madigan winning for Best Supporting Actress. I picked her in the pool just because she had won a lot of awards in the run-up to the Oscars, and the conversation around it just really sounded like she was going to be the favorite. So I ended up picking her. But personally, I loved Tiana Taylor in One Battle After Another.
Yeah.
And like, Weapons, really fun movie. Amy Madigan is fantastic in it. I'm so glad that she got a nomination. And I know that we just talked about how great it is that actors in horror films are getting their flowers, or at least got their flowers this year. I would have given it to Tiana Taylor. That role, she consumed it.
Yeah, no. And I don't know how I filled out my ballot, but in my heart, I wanted Tiana Taylor to win.
Oh, that's weird, because you put all your points on Tiana Taylor, but you put your personal pick on Amy Madigan. Curious.
I knew you would reference my fucking ballot.
Well, speaking of ballots, why don't we talk real quick about the standings and the point totals?
Yeah, I feel like this is kind of like an end of not an era, but a chapter for us. Like, the movie Fantasy League is ending, and the Oscars just ended.
Yeah.
And now all we have is the spring and summer blockbuster rush.
Yeah, let's go. We need to just come up with a game for predicting blockbusters of the summer. Let's workshop block summer stir.
Lava, chicken in the lava, some blockbuster movies.
So CJ's really excited for a Minecraft movie too. I'm hearing.
Back to the mine again.
So for the Oscar pool, the max number of points that you could get was 1,140. Mm-hmm. So as CJ mentioned earlier, the two of us did come in first again this year, just keeping our crowns nice and polished before we take them off and hand them to the third place, who is actually the first place person, since we don't actually count. But I had the total of 1,035, CJ with a total of 900. I think both of our score totals, especially when you compare to the possible max, kind of shows that not too many upsets this year.
I had 900 exactly.
Yes, you got 900 exactly. But like, I feel like in most years, and I'm not trying to toot our own horn or anything. Truly, like most years, I don't think that a score this high is really doable. Like if we look back a year ago, I had like 700 points and I was first place, and everyone else was like 300 to 600. But this year we had 4 people over 600, 6 people over 500. Like, pretty great year. So applause all around to everyone who participated. It was super fun updating the score totals as the night unfolded. It was super cool having the ongoing conversation about it in the Discord server. Make sure you join. But time for our actual winner. In first place with 750 points was Amahumahaba.
Woo!
Congratulations, Amahumahaba. We will be contacting you in the Discord server, though we will have done this before this episode actually releases. And you will be picking a movie that CJ and I will watch at some point this year. So we will coordinate it with you and let you know when we'll need your submission for CJ and I to then watch. But congrats. Right behind Amahumahaba, we had Jade with 625 points.
Oof.
Then we had Alex, former guest as well, 570 points. And then Tora Catherine, 565. Just to run through all the names real quick. DXM, 475. Born Annoying, 470. Brian Otto, another former guest, 450. Nice Kant, 420. Dank. Gaffy Taffy, 375. Another former guest. Easy Clapper, 375. Mine and Jade's housemate, who does not watch film, he got 330. We love throwing him the poll to put in his submissions and see what he picks, because he's never heard of a single one of the movies. And then in last place with 350 points, we have Nervy Destroyer.
Nervy.
So glad that Nervy got to participate as well. Thank you everyone again for participating. Seriously, such a blast. Really fun. We had like 13, 14 people participating this year, way up from last year.
Yeah.
So let's have even more next year. More the merrier.
I agree. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Speaking about what else was a lot of fun, now that the Oscars have passed, the movie Fantasy League is now over.
It is.
I gotta tell you, I slept on One Battle After Another. I thought that movie wasn't gonna be shit.
Yeah, instead, you were all in on Roofman.
I was all in on Roofman. I really was. I don't even remember my picks.
You had Hamnet, Tootopia, Roofman, Bugonia, The Housemaid, In the Hand of Dante, The Running Man, and Anemone.
Okay, I remember In the Hand of Dante. I thought In the Hand of Dante was going to do it for me. I remember I was like, Oscar Isaac's going for an Oscar push. Yeah. Now, I did hit big on Hamnet.
And Tootopia.
That's right.
Well, real quick, our standings in there. First place, the illustrious Alex, coming in first. Second place.
What movies did Alex have?
So Alex won with the lineup of the SpongeBob movie, Search for SquarePants.
Okay.
Wake Up Dead Man. Avatar Fire and Ash.
Okay.
Tron Ares. One Battle After Another.
Yeah.
Father, Mother, Sister, Brother.
Never heard of it.
Arco. Silent Night, Deadly Night.
So really, One Battle After Another and Avatar.
Yeah, the One Battle After Another for like all of the awards points, and then Avatar and SpongeBob for box office points. That's crazy. The way his went. I know. It's so interesting looking at these selections after the fact and seeing like the makeup of it all and the balance. It was a year of learning for a lot of us in doing this fantasy league for the first time, learning the things to like look for, what type of things you got to draft. So it's gonna be really fun the second time around this fall when we draft, which I think the next draft's in just like 6 months. Holy shit.
Yeah. Wow. It never sleeps.
Alex came in first. And then just to run through the rest of the leaderboard, second place, Ironhead. Third place, DXM. Fourth place, Nice Kant. Fifth place, CJ. Sixth place, yours truly, Tomato Anus.
Ooh, Roofman outdid you.
Yeah, it did. It did. It's because I had Dogman.
I gotta tell you, I really thought Roofman was gonna do it for me.
Yeah, I remember you saying that in the moment, and just like, I wish that we had webcams on that so you could see the way I furrowed my brow. I was just like, in my head, I thought, really?
One day, not like someday in the future, but one day in the far future, this will be a video podcast, And I will be able to see your facial reaction to all the fucked up shit that I say.
Oh, and then just to round out the standings, the last two on our leaderboard were Cat's Day, and then last place, Jade Pasadena.
Jade.
I think the Vulture Movie Fantasy League is infinitely harder than predicting the Oscars.
Oh, no question. You have to predict every movie and what's gonna happen.
Yeah, you have the entire slate of everything that's released in the year and everything releasing in the next like 3 or 4 months. And it's like, all right, pick 8 movies.
You know how I knew the new SpongeBob movie was gonna be big? They had Burger King toys. And I'm like, I didn't even know Burger King had like kids meals.
Oh, sorry, you didn't know Burger King had kids meals?
I didn't know they had kids meals where they gave away SpongeBob toys,
as opposed to just toys in general.
I didn't know that they had meals where they gave away toys.
Oh, really? I feel like I went to Burger King all the time for the toys growing up.
No, that was always a McDonald's thing for me.
Oh, was it?
McDonald's always had the toys when I was a kid, not Burger King.
I'm Googling. When did Burger King start giving out toys?
Maybe it's a regional thing.
Okay, I found a Wikipedia page, list of Burger King toys 1977 to present.
Okay, well that's not doing well for me.
Pick a year.
95.
In 1995, the lineup was Gargoyles Defender of the Night, Lion King Finger Puppets, A Goofy Movie, Pocahontas, Kids Club Coolers, Gargoyles Stone Warriors, and then Toy Story. In that order through the year, those were the toys that were given out at Burger King.
It's a little funny that they double dipped on the Gargoyles.
Right?
That's a strong marketing play.
Yeah, I'm gonna control F let's see if there's any other Gargoyle. That's the only 2 times they have ever done Gargoyles toys was both in 1995.
Now we need Gargoyles Burger King toys.
Hey, once the wave of 90s, once Stranger Thing 2 starts releasing and it's all 90s nostalgia, it's all Gargoyles top to bottom.
Are they gonna make another Stranger Things? Is that what they're gonna do?
Oh, I don't know. I was just kind of goofing, but I could see. It's really hard to say, especially with kind of the reception of the final season. But I had heard a rumor during the release of the final season that they were planning both a spin-off series as well as a like reboot kind of new Stranger Things series. So we'll see what actually ends up happening. But I'm telling you, the wave of 90s nostalgia, right? I wonder who the new Dustin's going to be.
They got to get that kid with no teeth.
Yeah. Every season's got to have one. Every lineup.
Every lineup.
Yeah.
Did you see the new Dune trailer?
I did. That just dropped a couple hours ago.
Yeah, I saw it, and it was on one of those channels where I'm like not sure if this is like someone cut up a trailer using other footage or if this is a real trailer. And by the end of it, I'm like, I guess this is a real trailer because there's people in here I don't recognize. And
no, it's all AI now.
The number one comment was, this is a spoiler, I guess, for Dune, if you haven't seen the original Dune. Oh, isn't that Jason Momoa? Didn't they kill him in the first movie? And the second comment was, by the end of Dune, most characters are actually just Jason Momoa.
Yeah, in the books, like the books span thousands of years, but ultimately Jason Momoa's character of Duncan Idaho, or whatever names he goes by in the sequels, he is the main character of Dune. It's not Paul, it's Duncan, and whatever other names Duncan is.
Did you name your dog after Duncan Idaho?
No, he was more named after a hockey player.
Oh, what hockey player?
Duncan Keith.
Oh.
Are you familiar?
No, but is Edison named after Thomas Edison?
No, she doesn't even spell it the same way. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, I just thought you were trying to be edgy.
Edgy?
Yeah, E
Me?
for Edison.
Never.
Okay, so hi. But it could have been for Duncan, Idaho.
It could have been. I mean, retroactively, we can say.
Yeah.
So it's funny that you bring up that comment, because Jade and I were talking about that. Yes, literally yesterday. The character posters for Dune Part 3 released, and one of them is of Jason Momoa, and she and I were talking about it, and she felt pretty strongly that it's a spoiler in itself having him be a poster and everything. And I'm gonna talk a little bit spoilers for like Dune Part 1, and a little bit spoiler. I'm gonna be very vague with it. First off, in Dune Part 1, we do not see him die. We see a door close and he's on the other side of it. You presume he dies, right?
Yeah.
In Dune Part 3 / Dune Messiah, even knowing that Duncan, Idaho is going to be in it, I personally don't feel as though it's a spoiler, because especially having the knowledge of, we don't see him die, a lot of people will make a assumption based off of that. And what's actually going on is there's more to it that I think when you actually watch the movie and like he is introduced, that itself is going to be like learning what's actually happening. That itself will be a twist of its own in a way. So
yeah,
I don't think it feels like a spoiler. I ultimately don't think it will feel like one when everyone sees it, though.
Okay.
Oh man, crazy! We have another Dune movie coming out, but
it is crazy that we have another Dune movie coming out, and we'll see what happens. I'm sure they're not going to stop here.
Oh, we'll see. I mean, they got the Dune Prophecy TV show. You know, we got that already. What spinoff is next?
I'm sure this is the end of the trilogy, and then they'll have like, we're gonna have one with his son, and we'll do that. But I don't know if the modern audience has an appetite for what that book is about.
Yeah, I agree with you there. And I think additionally, after the trilogy is over, like, I think it's a safe bet to assume that Denis Villeneuve is going to move on to other projects. You know, he's
and
lined
so it'll
up.
Be somebody else, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a different vision. Denis is, he's going to have his hands busy with James Bond, you know, which I'm sure is going to be several movies deep that he'll be working on.
Oh, that's right. He's taking over James Bond.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm really curious to see what the future of Dune, especially from a film perspective, is going to be. Because, like you said, I don't think the buck is going to stop there.
Is Gurney Hackett in this next one?
So Gurney Halleck he's in the book. I don't know if he's going to be in the movie, though.
I don't care that I said it wrong, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't trying to like actually his name's he's in the book. I'm not sure if he's gonna be in the movie. We'll see.
I just like Josh Brolin.
I do too, and it's an interesting role that I would like to see more of. But yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Hard to say.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, speaking of things that aren't hard to say, Superbad.
Oh, I was gonna say, speaking of things that are hard to say, Superbad.
well, you can say that.
CJ, you have not seen Superbad.
I know literally nothing about this except McLovin.
Okay. I'll let you maintain this air of relative
Do you
not
want me to
knowing
take my
much.
headset off?
Not yet. I'll just talk a little bit about my experience, because I'll keep it spoiler free till then. But This movie came out in, let me see, it was either '06 or '07. So I was like freaking 11 when this came out. And I remember watching it once it came to DVD, and I was like, 12 or so, getting together with like a bunch of my cousins and my sister to sit down and watch it. And it's a raunchy movie. I'm not going to say pretty raunchy. It's a raunchy movie. And I remember being like the youngest one in the room, and at multiple times my cousins looking at me and be like, "Oh my God, Tommy, have you seen that before? Oh my God, Tommy, have you heard that word before?" So I would say a pretty core memory there with my cousins. But it's a movie I've seen multiple times over the years. It's I think it really captures the high school experience well. So I'm excited to experience that again. I'm not excited. Let me say, not excited to experience high school again. Would never want to do that.
We understood that.
But excited to watch this movie and be reminded of things. It's like, oh man, I can relate to that. I know that exact experience, or I know that guy. I went to high school with that exact kid, I think it captures high school in that way well. So I'm excited to see it from that, see that aspect of it again. But yeah, okay. Why don't you take your headphones off now, and I'll make my prediction for how you're going to like this.
Cool. They're off.
Oh. I hope that picked up so you guys could hear that. I have a hard time pinning down how I think CJ is going to feel about it, because I know that CJ, at times things could be too blue for him. I know that there have been movies that we've watched here on the show where there have been like, I'd say, jokes that step into like more raunchiness, and CJ, I would say, kind of hit or miss. Sometimes if it's a really good one, if it's done well, CJ appreciates it. See, freaking, what's it called? That's My Boy, for example. I think this is a bit more in that hemisphere in terms of raunchiness, as opposed to like Meet the Feebles. So it's tough to say. I'm pulling out hope that CJ's gonna like it. I'm pulling out hope, but ultimately, if I have to make a guess, I think CJ is going to be on the fence, but fall towards no. I think there might just be one or two too many things that makes him be like, "Oh God, why are we doing this?" Though I hope that's not the case. I hope he absolutely adores this, because I do think that this movie has a lot of merit, even if not everything in it has aged well. I've not seen this in a few years, and I don't remember everything off the top of my head. I'm sure there's going to be homophobic jokes, things that didn't age well and stuff like that. But I think that those things aside, this movie still really works. Really, really works, especially for like a coming of age high school comedy. So, yeah. All right. Let me tell CJ to come on back.
Hello.
All right. Well, CJ, you ready for us to sit down and watch Superbad?
Yeah.
Okay, if you would like to watch Superbad with us, there is a link in the description where you can find our commentary track. There will be our movie version and sync instructions in there, so you can just pause the podcast now and go listen. Otherwise, keep on listening to this episode, and we will be back after some highlights from our commentary track. But if you would like to watch the commentary track with us, you can pause the podcast right now.
How is he possibly going to get any of those?
Quick, you have 3 seconds. Quick guess.
In his pants.
I have started recording.
Okay, that was weird. Whoa.
Look at us.
When I say Hillshire, you say farm. Hillshire.
Farm.
Go meet. All right. Hey, we're back.
Excuse me. My movie. I get to bring us back in.
All right.
Hey,
ready?
we're back.
Superbad.
How are you doing, CJ?
I'm doing all right. I just want to tell everyone there's 3 things in life you should never cheap out on. You ready?
Yes.
Sage wisdom. Your shoes, your bed, and whatever you sit on all day. If that's your chair, buy a good chair. Never cheap out on your bed. You spend half your life, more than half your life, either in your bed or in your shoes. Don't cheap out on your shoes. Don't cheap out on your bed. And don't cheap out on your office chair.
So let's say we had to do a shuffle, right? And you had to use the material from your shoes for either your chair or your bed, and same goes with the other two. How are you gonna, like, would you use the material from your chair and your bed or your shoes? And, you know, how would you assign these out?
Is this permanent?
Yes. Yes, the rest of your life.
No, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I'd rather just eat my gun. I can't. I just said how important it was.
Yeah, so like let's say we live in a fucked up world where like CJ.
Do I get money for this?
No.
It's not like $1 million, but
this is just you have a triangle of the 3 and you got to rotate them in one direction.
Okay, I think my sneakers becoming my chair is close, like leather to leather. I think my chair becoming my bed is okay, and my bed becoming my chair is all right. Or my bed becoming my shoes.
Yeah, so your shoes would be pretty pillowy.
Very springy though.
You have a spring mattress or a foam?
I don't. It's a hybrid.
Okay. So
I'll tell you what, though.
You got springs and foam in your shoes now. With your new hops with the springs, can you beat me in basketball?
I know, because that wasn't my problem. my problem wasn't shooting.
Right, it was because you couldn't dunk over me.
That's right. That's what it was.
I like your answer.
Thank you.
Your answer, though.
We were talking
I think I would probably do something similar.
Nice. We were talking about movies today, you and I.
We were
talking about movies that are coming out. Yeah, a lot of trailers. A lot of trailers have been coming out after the Oscars, which, like, you know, like Spider-Man's not going to win an Oscar. But Spider-Man trailer came out. The Dune trailer came out. I got to be real. They need to put a little more effort into the trailers these days. That trailer feels like it could have been AI generated using clips from the first 2 movies.
CJ.
There isn't enough.
No. You're not talking about trailers. You're talking about teasers. These are totally different things.
So what they've been releasing is not trailers. These are teasers.
Teasers, yes.
But teasers used to be like 30 seconds, and now they're 2 minutes.
Yeah, teasers are the new trailer. Trailer is the new plot synopsis.
Okay, I've never watched the plot synopsis one. But I watched the Dune one, and I'm like, this looks like it could have been from either of the other movies. Now, I know that I don't have the site, I guess, not to quote or reference Dune, but do you feel the same way? It feels very much like this movie doesn't look that much different from the other movies. I guess that's what happens when everything takes place on Arrakis. Like, imagine if Star Wars was all on Tatooine the whole time for all 3 movies.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. I personally didn't have that issue with it. In fact, I did feel as though that it looked the most different of the 3 because it has a different cinematographer, and I think you can tell that from the trailer alone, even though I do think that this new cinematographer is doing a great job of feeling in continuity with, I think, what was it, Greg Fraser? Was the cinematographer.
Crazy boy.
Yeah. So I get what you're saying. I can understand why you say that, especially considering your unfamiliarity with Dune. and your history with the movies and how you had to watch them twice.
Yeah.
So I understand what you're saying. I'm not sure I quite agree, but I do agree that trailers and I hate the current trailer teaser meta. How it like the teasers are either like 30 seconds or they're 2.5 minutes, and regardless, you're getting another trailer and just
and the second trailer has like half of a scene in it.
Yes. Well, the half of the scene that it opens with.
Yeah, it's like, hey, this isn't a spoiler. It's the beginning of the movie. It's like, no, you don't understand. I sent you a list of movies that are coming out, okay?
Some of them already out. Well, one of them.
Project Hail Mary?
Yeah, that's the only one that's out on the list.
Oh, for me, it comes out tomorrow. I can't see it today.
Well, it came out last weekend, so good news for you.
Oh, I thought it comes out the 20th.
No, I think it's been out.
Really?
Yeah. Brian Otto went and saw it. Jade's parents went and saw it. I guess
it releases tomorrow.
I don't know what to tell you. I know multiple people who saw it in theaters last weekend.
I'm looking it up online. It says it comes out wide release the 20. Maybe that's it. Maybe they saw a limited release.
Maybe.
Can that be it? Can we...
Hey,
guess who the cinematographer is for Project Hail Mary?
Is it Greg Fraser?
It's Greg Fraser.
Whoa! Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he also did didn't he do Zero Dark 30?
He did. He did the Batman as well.
He did the Batman.
Yeah.
Okay, holy shit. All right, my man's cooking a little bit, okay? He did Rogue One.
Yeah. I believe the reason why he couldn't do, now that you mentioned that he did Project Hail Mary, I think that might be why he didn't do Dune Part 3. And instead they got the person who did La La Land for Dune Part 3.
And I'll tell you, Project Hail Mary looks awesome. And I don't usually go for those you have no idea what's going on visually kind of mumbo jumbo movies.
That's how you define it, is a visual mumbo jumbo. I would like to know what else qualifies as a visual mumbo jumbo movie.
Well, wouldn't you like to know?
I would like to know.
What is this Beatles thing? They're going to put out 4 Beatles movies?
Yes, 4 Beatles movies in the span of a month.
No, apparently they're coming out all on the same day.
That's so much better.
That's so much worse. How are you you're gonna have to go to no one's gonna see them all.
So, okay, let's stake our flag now. Which one is gonna be the best and which one's gonna be the worst?
Okay. It's hard. Because what's his name? Barry Keoghan? Is that his name?
Barry Keoghan is playing Ringo Starr. Probably
my favorite actor of them all. I don't like Paul Mescal, but I think the Ringo movie has the one that is the least to say.
I
can hear the trailer. In the town where I was born, lived a man.
I really hope that they do something really funky with one of them. Make Ringo's half animated or some shit like that, you know?
I think that'd be cool. I don't understand how this isn't one movie.
Well, money.
Okay, now I understand. No, but okay, sorry. So there's we went into tangent. So I sent you a list of movies that are coming out. So Project Hail Mary, comes out tomorrow. The Super Mario Galaxy movie, which I'm excited for. Michael, which is the Michael Jackson biopic, which his nephew is playing.
You're excited for that one?
I am. Why?
I'll let you be excited for that.
Why can't I like it?
Oh, I don't know. It's just...
Are we back to hating Michael again?
It's just... I mean, personally, I never got off that bandwagon. Not that it's much of a bandwagon. It's just more of a way that I feel. But also, why are we doing another musical biopic? Don't we get 3 of these a year?
Yeah,
let me guess. He's going to think about his entire life before he goes on the stage and sings every night.
Yeah, but I don't care about that. I just want to sing in the theater.
Okay. You're going to sing? Oh, my God. Unless it's a sing-along, you're just as bad as your uncle.
No, I don't actually sing. I really hate it, but I like quietly tapping along to the song. I like knowing all the songs in the movie. Makes me feel smart. The Mandalorian and Grogu, which I know you're not gonna like. Supergirl.
Whoa, why did you say that?
Why did I say that? Because you don't like Mandalorian.
No, I like the first season and a half.
And that's what I'm saying. And this is past that.
Well, we don't know. It could be good.
Okay. Supergirl.
Yeah.
Jackass 5.
Mm-hmm.
Really excited for that. I'm embarrassed about how excited I
am. I don't think I saw any of them after 2.
3 was good. 4 made me really laugh. I saw that I think it came out
was that the COVID one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Odyssey, which I wasn't excited about, and now I've worked myself into being excited about.
How did you trick yourself? What did you tell yourself is going to be hype about it? What are you excited for?
I've told myself that the whole movie is not going to be pitch black and I'm going to be able to see it. But that's what the teasers are going to do. I don't know why. I'm not going to be able to see anything in the teasers. But when I go see it at a nice theater with a bright bulb, it's going to look beautiful.
Of course.
That's what I've told myself. On my OLED TV, it's going to look great. Spider-Man Brand New Day, Avengers Doomsday, and Dune Part 3.
Yeah.
Which I think that they've said this is the final part. I think that's what they've said.
Yes.
But can't money just tell them they're going to keep going?
Yeah. I think that regardless of how well it does, I personally can't see Denis Villeneuve being involved beyond Dune Part 3, at least in a directorial capacity. So, especially with James Bond and everything. I feel like we just talked about this.
We might have, yeah.
Yeah, maybe we talked about this in the pre-show.
Yeah, we might have. Okay, deja vu. Yeah, you're right about that. I think we did talk about it. So, isn't it crazy? I never thought that we'd have a Dune movie in our lifetime. I had never read it. But I had always known that it was considered to be unmakeable. That they had made it, but that it wasn't good. It didn't really do the book. It kind of did a movie of the book.
Yeah, the David Lynch Dune.
Yeah.
It's certainly an adaptation.
Yeah. And so, okay, fine. Sometimes adaptations can be good. It can be its own thing, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But, I never thought we'd get a lore Dune. Like a Dune. Do you feel like you have gotten book Dune on screen?
Yeah, I think that Dune Part 1 and Part 2 are they the most faithful adaptations? No. They're not the most faithful adaptations of all time, but they're faithful enough to where I'm like, yeah, I feel as though Dune is well represented. Is there a lot missing? Oh yeah, totally. The movie, it does more than scratch the surface, but there's a lot still there to talk about, to discuss, to break down from a lore standpoint alone. But I think that all said and done, Dune Part 1 and 2 are really good adaptations of Dune. It's with adaptations, there's never a correct answer. The best adaptation isn't strictly word for word.
Some of the art.
Yeah, some of the best adaptations are super different from the source material, right? But
I think someone once said to me that you could fill a movie with the stuff that they'd had to cut from the movie. It could have been
specifically
for Dune. It could have been another
definitely.
movie.
Yeah.
And it would have in a visual sense dragged the story to a halt.
Oh my God, yeah. It would be like a 6-hour long movie that would be boring as hell.
Oh, like American Horizon?
No, you not until you see Part 2 can you say that the whole thing is boring as hell.
That's why they have to release all the Beatles movies on the same day, otherwise they won't come out.
Yeah.
They learned.
Man.
Yeah, so I really don't have anything else. I'm just kind of excited for movies this year. Post Oscar season, we've had a lot of stuff I think it's become clearer what we're gonna have this year, and I'm kind of into it.
Yeah, I feel like oftentimes it's rare that there's a year where I personally, like, at the start of the year, I'm like, oh, we've got a huge slate. Like, you know, you can pull it up a list and look at the big tentpole releases, but every year I feel like it just, you know, the storylines and the our awareness of what's coming out really develops. I mean, we can credit a lot of that to marketing and how marketing ramps up closer to release. So there's going to be a lot of movies that are coming out in, say, like September that we never would have even had on our radar in March, right? But yeah, it's shaping up to be an exciting year. We'll see how it ultimately. It's a big blockbuster year, it seems.
Yeah, and, you know, the movies that'll have the most impact are the ones that we haven't even mentioned, right?
Mhm.
Like, one of my favorite movies from last year, that I actually never want to see again in my life, is If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. I think that made my top 10, top 25 at least.
Of all time?
Yeah, I love that
Oh,
movie.
wow. That's awesome.
I think it's I think it's great. I just can't watch it again.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And like looking back at 2025, like I'm looking at my ranked selection of them all, like Hamnet, One Battle After Another, Sentimental Value, No Other Choice, Bring Her Back, If I Had Legs, Secret Agent, It Was Just an Accident. Like all of these, like I had no clue about them this time last year.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like you don't know, and like realistically, we should be looking at the A24 slate if we want to see.
Yeah,
like,
A24 and Neon.
Yeah, we want to see what comes out and is actually going to be good, right? Yeah. No, One Battle After Another. Man, there are some movies that came out this year that I'd love to show people. Like, I'd love to. I like watching movies and shows with my mom. We just started The West Wing, and so we watch like 1 or 2 episodes every other night or something. And I'd love to show her One Battle After Another, but I don't know if it's mom safe.
What in One Battle After Another's do you think would not be mom safe?
Well, the beginning when she's like giving him an erection.
And we get the close up
of that the dick on the hat.
Yeah.
That one. But also like I think violent sex crosses a line. It's not like anyone gets lured into a room and it's like, hey, it's like I'm gonna make you achieve erection at gunpoint. It's like I don't know how that goes over with mi madre. Likewise, I would love to watch Sinners with her, and I think she would get 67-70% through the movie and not have a problem.
So you think she would get past all of the fellatio?
No, I think we'd get to the fellatio.
So like halfway through the movie.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, you mean at the 40-minute and 17-second mark?
I think we'd be okay.
Tommy, why do you know the timestamps?
I think we'd be okay. I think we could even get past the blowjob. It's when he's dead in the closet and he comes back to life.
It's not the interesting. Him coming back to life is the issue?
Because I think then it turns into a horror movie. I think someone dying is not scary. I think someone coming back to life makes it scary.
Okay. How does your mom do with horror compared to you?
Oh, she doesn't do horror.
At all?
I mean, she's seen some classics, but she's not into horror.
Okay.
So.
Gotcha.
Like, she's not like, oh, I want to go see The Conjuring 7, right?
Excuse me, Conjuring Last Rites was a bona fide good time.
Okay. Someone told me they were volunteering over the weekend for speed ducks We raised $4,350 for my friend Kitsune Have Dreams for her new computer, which is going to be a fucking satellite, apparently. I raised $1,500 while wearing a duck costume.
What color?
Yellow.
Nice.
But we were hanging out, and someone was like, "Yeah, I went and saw the new Scream," and I'm like, I don't remember what it was. Someone was gonna ask how it is, and I'm like, you don't have to ask how it is. And I think that person I don't think that they were offended, but there was a pause, and I'm like, we need to ask how Scream 7 is. They made 6 other Screams.
So Scream 7, I don't know how in the know you were about the production of it. I will say the Scream franchise is generally pretty good to great. Like, I really like Scream 5 and 6. It's a series that has really stayed. I think the lowest point is like Screams 2 and 3. It's a really solid series, but yeah, Scream 7.
I'm saying by the 7th one, you have an idea how it is. Like, either like you don't need to know, you know.
Hey, you never know. You never know. Scream 7, that's the one that you can insert yourself with AI.
What's the one where Jamie Lee Curtis is in it?
Halloween.
She recently came back and said, if I knew that they were going to do a trilogy, I wouldn't have offered to come back because they didn't pay me anything.
Weird. That's so weird. Funny. They must have hid that from her. I thought that was public news. I remember they must have hid that in the contract during the negotiations.
They were just like, hey, like, we're just going to have you in for like one indie movie. Cool, I'll come back and do Halloween again. Cool. Because I don't think she was part of the promotion for the first one, was she?
For the new first Halloween she was in? I couldn't tell you. That one came out like 7 years ago now.
Yeah, who knows? Do you have anything else on the pre-show that you want to talk about?
I had one thing.
Go ahead.
So after we stopped recording for the pre-show, CJ, you got the hiccups really bad.
Yes.
So, and I said to you, like, oh, why don't you do this method to get rid of the hiccups? And you had never heard of it. So I wanted us to use this platform to tell people a surefire way to get rid of your hiccups, because too few people know about this.
Now, you're a shitter, and so I have to actually stop you really quick. He's actually going to tell you the truth. This is a real thing. This isn't a bit. I didn't believe him. I thought he was trying to get me to do something stupid on purpose. I thought he was trying to whatever. What he actually told me to do actually cured my hiccups in like 30 seconds. And I was like, what the fuck?
And so that no one ever believes me when I tell them this, ever.
I wonder why.
It's simple. All you have to do is fill a glass with water.
You're saying it in this tone. It doesn't sound real.
You fill a glass with water, and you take a butter knife and you put the butter knife in the water, sticking out of the glass.
Yes.
Then you drink the water, and you have the butter knife while one end is in the glass, the other end balancing like on your forehead. Now, this might be a tough visual to have in your head. So Google the words hiccups butter knife and look at the images, and you will see like about 5 or 6 images of people drinking water, balancing a butter knife like in the middle of their forehead. Do that. It gets rid of the hiccups every time. It's incredible.
Yeah. He's actually being serious. He's not doing a bit. He's not joking. This actually fucking worked.
Of course
I thought he was trying to get me to stab myself in the eye. Like, I genuinely didn't understand what the joke was.
What's the joke? It's so funny.
I know. I fucking know.
Oh my gosh. So please, the next time you have hiccups, go do that. So with our miracle cure out in the airwaves. CJ, should we talk about Superbad?
Superbad. Yeah.
Oh man, imagine if the Iron Giant watched Superbad. And that's who his role models are Seth and Evan from Superbad.
God. No.
Oh, so CJ,
Yeah.
you'd never seen Superbad.
Never seen it.
What did you think?
The only thing I knew about it was McLovin, and when I say McLovin, I just knew he got a fake ID called McLovin. I didn't realize it was a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't realize that the whole movie was going to be a plot point. I just thought it was a gag. I just thought it was a joke. My sister had the... my sister used to have the McLovin license on her fridge.
Mm.
So, like, that's all I knew was that
Yeah.
there was a kid named McLovin.
Yeah. And that image of his license was everywhere for, like, I feel like the decade after this. Like, I remember seeing it on T-shirts everywhere. I saw posters of it.
Yeah, I am a little surprised that I didn't know more about this movie at all. Like, I genuinely didn't. I thought, and maybe I'm confusing this with another movie I didn't see.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm confusing this with Knocked Up. I thought this was going to be a movie where, like, Jonah Hill got somebody pregnant. I actually thought Michael Cera was the main character, but no, it's definitely Jonah Hill.
Well, I would say they're both the main. I don't think one is
Jonah Hill
elevated
is
above
top
the
billing.
other. He's top billing because he was more of an established actor than Michael Cera at the time. Not that he was very established, but I don't know. I think the two are co-leads.
Okay.
But yeah, you're definitely thinking of Knocked Up. That's where not Jonah Hill, God damn it, Seth Rogen gets someone pregnant.
Seth Rogen, got it.
Yeah. Which I don't think I've seen that one actually, but before I saw Superbad, I actually also confused Knocked Up with Superbad all the time too. So not just you. I think they were both 2007, both Seth Rogen adjacent, both Judd Apatow adjacent. So
yeah, like Seth Rogen for me had like the only Seth Rogen movie I had seen until like I was an adult was Zack and Miri Make a Porno. Yeah, not the one that I would recommend that kids watch. Literally in the name. So you were right, it was raunchy. It was a little more than I thought. Like you said it was going to be a lot, it was a little more than I thought. How about that?
Okay.
I always go back to this, and maybe I'm doing a post-show topic in the pre-show. But I always come back to this. Movies come out and they're teen movies, right? And they're like, this is how teens talk. And I never actually listened to the movies and were like, this is how my friends and I talked when we were in high school. It's just not how we talk to each other. Like, it wasn't just always about fucking, pussy and boobies and getting a blowjob and getting it wasn't always about that. Most of the time, maybe we were losers. These guys seem pretty much like losers, right? They seem like social outcasts, right? Most of the time we were talking about video games and movies and shit and like when we were gonna hang out. Like we talked about girls, we talked about like people being hot or whatever. We talked about like, oh man, like so and so had sex with so and so. But we weren't like, oh yeah, I want to get a handy. I've had 2.5 handies. It's like, I never had that experience. And I feel like that's how they talk in this movie. And I'm curious if you have ever felt that watching a movie too. Where like a movie is like, hey, this is a high school kid or something. And this is how they're talking. Does this line up with how you feel like you and your friends talk to each other in high school?
I mean, the way we,
like obviously you were in high school years after this came out.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
listen, I graduated in 2012. So this movie came out 5 years before I was in high school.
And even
before
in those 5 years, things were very different.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like they had flip phones, and I by the end of my senior year, I had my first smartphone.
Yeah.
Right. It wasn't like everybody didn't have a smartphone, but like there were still kids that didn't have smartphones. It wasn't inconceivable that you didn't have a smartphone in 2012.
Mm.
Because data, like I remember when I graduated, like nights and weekends was still a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
you had to be careful about your minutes.
Yeah, it was a big deal once unlimited minutes became the norm.
Yeah. And then we had to pay for data, which is a different problem.
So
But anyway, like
I get what you're saying. I think in subject matter, no, we didn't talk about sex like this at all. Just in terms of delivery and the way they talk to each other, though, I think that this kind of nails it.
Really? Okay.
In terms of just like sentence to sentence, moment to moment. But yeah, it's not like we're sitting there like every other line is just laden with sexual explicities, you know?
Because it's not even that they're horny. Because they're hopeless virgins.
They're so horny.
They are, but then they finally get it and they're nervous.
Yeah.
They're freaking the fuck out. Like, you know, dogs get so horny they get it wrong. Right? Like they're like rip roaring ready to go. Like it's like they're like puffing their chest out. You know? Like, listen, I'm not saying they're not horny. They are horny. But like there's an element of this which is like posturing. Like teen posturing.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that's like the whole thing.
The whole point. Yeah, exactly.
Point.
That's what I'm saying. And I guess I can agree with you, like the way that they interacted with each other, like we were always insulting each other and always like shitting on each other. But not like, yeah, we just weren't always like, hey man, I want to look at her tits. Oh yeah, I saw her thong. I didn't like run to my friend and be like, oh my god, Dana had a thong on today. It's like, okay, why did you come tell me that? You know?
Well, sounds like you wouldn't have hung out with these guys, and I think you're better off for that.
Well, thank you. Thank you for
I think that if we were to sit here and be like, yeah, these guys are just like we were, we would have a lot to atone for.
No, I know. Yes, you're right. But I'm saying it never feels right in movies. I'm saying they never get it right.
I mean, you do have to keep in mind, like, it is a movie. It has to stay interesting. I think that if it were about regular kids just chatting, we'd probably be bored out of our minds. Hey, man,
I'm not
you see the graphics in that one?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying, like, they can't, it's never close. You don't think that there's any story from your life, from your friends, that could be made into a short film?
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
There's moments from my life that could be fucking full-blown movies.
And they'd all have a 2-star average on Letterboxd.
That's the meanest thing you've ever said to me. That is the meanest thing. No, fuck you. Fuck you. We're going to address that. What the fuck?
Oh, I couldn't even make it through the whole sentence without
what
breaking.
do I do except shower you with love?
Oh my god, that was fucked.
What did I literally send today? I said a conversation that starts off with me saying how excited I am for movies ends with you saying I hate a movie. I love you. Wow, you hate me.
Excuse me, you're forgetting that I said LMFAO.
Sorry for party rocking.
So
that's you.
CJ, how did you like Superbad?
You fucking asshole.
How did you like Superbad?
I don't think it's for me.
Okay.
As a 32-year-old in 2026.
Okay.
I don't think it aged all that well. Like, it feels a little rapey. A little.
I understand why you say that. Especially considering some of the direct quotes you can pull from this.
Mm-hmm. The goal for them is to get the girls, they're not women, they're girls, get the girls drunk so that they will regret having sex with them in the morning because they don't believe they can have sex with them consensually. So, in that space, not for me. However, I can see why people would like it, and I can see why I could see myself in 2007 liking this movie. Like genuinely, it's not a put on. That's not a cop out. It's literally, I think that a younger version of me probably would have liked this. I think this did get to me at the right time. I think I said the same thing about Anchorman. Like, I didn't find Anchorman all that funny. But I think a younger version of me would have.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the last thing that I'll say before I turn it over to you is there were some cringe elements in this that I really struggled with. You were being very reassuring. Like, you got this, CJ. It's okay. You got this. No, it's okay. And I'm like looking through like the little tiny like slits of my fingers. Like, I don't know. I don't think I can do it. So, I made it though. I did make it.
You did. You did.
Yeah. What about you? How do you like it?
I think that this is a definitive comedy of the 2000s. I think that it is a definitive high school movie.
Oh.
Are they like they're horrible, especially at the start. It gives them the room to grow though and realize how wrong they were at the start for what their initial plan was. Does everything in this age well? No, there are homophobic jokes. Like Jonah Hill is constantly referring to Christopher Mintz-Plasse as a homophobic slur, play on his name. And there's a handful of other like jokes and whatnot that didn't age well, but I think that this does hold up as a comedy for the most part. And yeah, I think that this is I think that this could be qualified as an important movie to watch if you are reflecting on modern comedies. So That was kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to bring it to the shows, because I know that you had never seen it. And I think that of all of like the 2000s era's comedy, I think that to me, this is the one that's the must watch. This is the one. It's probably like this and 40-Year-Old Virgin, I think, have the biggest impact out of all of the comedies of that era.
See, interesting. I'd never seen the 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Mm-hmm.
I would have said The Hangover.
That's yeah. I hear you there.
And I've never seen Borat, but I would have said Borat.
Yeah. I would put Borat above The Hangover. I think The Hangover, the issue with The Hangover is, I don't know the last time you watched it, but I don't think The Hangover has aged well in the same way that like Superbad has, you know?
Well, I don't agree that it aged well. But the one thing that I have that The Hangover would have working for me is that I've seen The Hangover before. You know what I mean?
Yes.
This is a list of the top 10 comedies of the 2000s. Just for context, this has Hangover at 10. This is from IMDb. Knocked Up at 9. So
this was probably made by a random person.
Yes.
Yeah. So wait, sorry, what was 9?
Jory.
Oh, they're the freaking institution when it comes to ranking comedy.
Yeah,
sorry,
exactly.
what did
EMP Jory?
EMP Jory, what did they put at 9?
Knocked Up.
Okay.
Step Brothers.
Okay.
This is The Lady Killers. I've never heard of this before.
Lady Killers.
It's a Coen Brothers movie with Tom Hanks.
Wow, you've not seen The Lady Killers? Wow,
You
fake Coen Brothers. Yeah, never heard of it before.
Borat.
This okay.
Euro Trip.
Okay.
Burn After Reading.
All right.
Which is another Coen Brothers movie. Dodgeball.
Okay.
Meet the Parents and The 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Wow.
Superbad was 12th.
Wow. Snubbed, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much we trust this list now. He has Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind on here. The movie is not that funny. I think of like Juno. I think of like Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Man, what are other 2000s comedies? Zombieland, Paul Blart.
Paul Blart's not definitive. Come on.
Come on. What about
The only thing about Paul
White
Blart
Chicks?
is its meme potential. White Chicks. Man, remember when I told you that we were going to be watching that on an episode?
Oh yeah, that went well.
That was great.
They're making a second White Chicks.
Oh God.
But don't worry, no one will be able to tell that Marlon and Sean Wayans have aged.
Right, because they'll be in all the makeup.
Yeah. How about Bruce Almighty?
Yeah, definitive.
Pineapple Express?
Pineapple Express is okay, though I do feel like it rides a lot on the shoulders of movies like Superbad and all the other Judd Apatows. It's fun, though, especially as like a stoner comedy. It's fun.
Step Brothers?
Step Brothers is good. I could see that being up there. I think that
Tropic Thunder, you certainly love.
certainly.
Napoleon Dynamite, dude.
That's definitive. That's certainly definitive.
Yeah.
That one is that one certainly slips my mind when I'm thinking of, superlatives like that, because it's so outside of the typical studio system, right? And when I think about like these other films like Superbad and whatnot, as we've kind of demonstrated with how much mental bleed there is between them, like it's very easy to think of one and then think of like 5 adjacent related films that also were successful.
Sure.
So yeah, Napoleon Dynamite definitely up there.
Legally Blonde, Best in Show. How could you forget?
Is that in the 2000s?
2000, bitch.
Wow, 2000. Wow.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
2000's
that's
really
an
the end
all-timer.
of the old millennia. So
Yeah.
September
I mean,
29th.
really, the 2000s didn't start until after 9/11.
Well, this movie came out after 9/11, so that you
Exactly.
might want to.
There we go.
You go. All right. Anyway, so you want to start doing the recap?
Yeah, sure. So Superbad, it's directed by Greg Mottola, written by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. And
This isn't a Judd Apatow movie?
no, he just produced.
Okay,
But
interesting.
because he just produced and his name was elevated in all of the marketing because of, I believe it was because of how much of a success his other movies were kind of being at that time.
I'm about to say, like, I feel like this is of the Judd Apatow filmography. I guess it isn't.
Yeah, you're right. I could have sworn I read somewhere that, they put his name on it for promotional stuff. Just because his name was on everything at the time.
Films, yeah.
Yeah,
He
it's
produced
interesting,
a
right?
lot, but he only directed a couple.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Sorry, go ahead.
So written by Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg. They wrote it like as teenagers, based on their experiences. But this movie stars Jonah Hill and Michael Cera as Seth and Evan, respectively. Some other people in this are Christopher Mintz-Plasse, who plays Fogel. I almost said Fogwell. Fogel / McLovin. We also have Emma Stone and Martha McIsaac, but they'll be important a little later. But anyway, Michael Cera, Jonah Hill, and Christopher Mintz-Plasse, they are a couple. I don't know. They're kind of losers in high school. They get picked on. They spend their free nights just all watching porn together. They're all sex obsessed. They all want to have sex. They're all virgins. They want to get laid. The movie kind of opens with Michael Cera and Jonah Hill like debating which porn service they should be subscribing to and spending their money on and everything, just to give an example of what they're like. Jonah Hill is crushing big time on Emma Stone. Michael Cera is crushing big time on Martha McIsaac. And Martha McIsaac kind of shows Michael Cera interest as well, though he is so clueless, so oblivious, so in his own head, so insecure. He has a hard time just being himself by her and asking her out. So kind of all this setup for where these guys are at. But Emma Stone ends up being like, hey, I'm hosting a party tonight. can you, Jonah Hill, provide us with the alcohol for it? And he's like, oh yeah, for sure. Just playing it cool. We could totally do that. And in his mind, he's thinking, pretty much the plan for the boys is Fogel is going to get a fake ID during the school day, and they're going to have him use the fake ID for getting the alcohol. Turns out he gets a fake ID that is Hawaii. Says he's 25. The name is on it is McLovin. No first or last name, just the name McLovin. They're like, why didn't you pick a normal name? He's like, well, it's either that or Muhammad, the most common name in the world. Read a fucking book.
Yes.
And yeah, they decide, all right, we're gonna go get the alcohol with this fake ID. There's like an initial plan where they're like, Seth Rogen's gonna go in, or not Seth. God, it's so easy to call him Seth Rogen. Jonah Hill is gonna go and like steal the alcohol, but that he chickens out. So they hop. Oh, an important plot point is at the opening of the movie, Jonah Hill, thinking he's all badass and a senior at the school, he parks his car in the staff parking lot. Being like, what are they going to do? Well, his car gets towed. So he doesn't have his car for the rest of the movie, which is actually a pretty important plot point. So the three boys, they like ride the bus to the liquor store. While Fogel, McLovin, is inside getting everything, the two outside, Michael Cera and Jonah Hill, they get distracted by like going and chasing this girl who they used to go to high school with who had like breast reduction surgery. And they're like, we got to catch a glimpse of those warlocks. So they go running off. And while they run off, the liquor store that Fogel is shopping at ends up getting robbed and he gets punched in the face.
He sure does.
He gets punched in the face, it gets robbed, and when Michael Cera and Jonah Hill walk back to the liquor store, they see the cops outside and they're like, oh my God, Fogel got busted. Oh no, we're screwed. And Jonah Hill, while they're like, oh my God, this is horrible, Jonah Hill gets hit by, I forget the name of the actor. He's the guy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He ends up backing his car up into Jonah Hill.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
It's not Andy Samberg, the other guy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
The guy, when you see him, you go da 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 da.
Is it David Krumholtz? Is that his name?
He looks like a Krumholtz.
Yes, I think this is David Krumholtz. Anyways, so this guy's like, oh, I can help you guys. Sorry, I have a nonviolent warrant out for my arrest. I can't have you guys tell the cops that I backed up into Jonah Hill. Come with me. I'll get you guys some booze. We'll go to a party. I have a party I'm going to. So they hop in the car with him. All the while, Fogel is getting interviewed by the cops, and the cops kind of take him under their wing. And this begins Fogel's night out with the cops, who are played by Bill Hader and Seth Rogen. So he's driving around all night doing stuff with these cops who are like really juvenile. They're like flipping on their lights to be able to blow every red light. They're only taking calls from bars so they can go and get a drink. They're like popping warning shots into the sky, waving their guns around all the time. So he's on this misadventure. Meanwhile, Seth Rogen and God, I did it again. Meanwhile, Jonah Hill and Michael Cera go to this adult house party with the guy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, who immediately tries making a phone call there, and the host knows him, and the host is like this really violent dude and kicks him out, and they like get into a fight. So Jonah Hill and Michael Cera are like, oh, let's steal food from this party alcohol from this party, but because of the violent host and everything, they kind of get sidetracked and kind of live in this party for a moment. They get split up because Michael Cera takes a phone call from Becca. Jonah Hill ends up like dancing with this woman who, unbeknownst to him, has her period on his pants. So like he goes to try and clean it out in the basement and ends up finding a fridge full of beer that he ends up like dumping out two laundry detergent bottles and filling with beer. It's absolutely disgusting. Michael Cera is involved with like a room full of cokeheads that he sings for.
That part was funny.
Yeah, that's a good scene. Ultimately, they end up the cops get called on the adult party. And I'm trying to skim through this. Oh, no, I think there's a fight at the party. That's what it is. There's a fight at the party. Jonah Hill and Michael Cera flee in the chaos. Jonah, gosh, it's so hard. So many names. Jonah Hill and Michael Cera flee the party with the beer in the laundry detergent bottles.
Did you tell him about the bleeding?
Yeah, I mentioned the woman has the period on his pants. Yeah. So they flee the party with the laundry detergent. Seth Rogen and Bill Hader and Fogel are driving to the party because they got a call that they have to go check on this party. And they end up hitting Jonah Hill while he and Michael Cera are having a fight. Pretty much Michael Cera and Jonah Hill are like kind of having a fallout right now. Their big deal is that they were supposed to like do everything together, go to college and whatnot. But Michael Cera got into Dartmouth, which is an Ivy League school. It's a great school. And Jonah Hill didn't. And Jonah Hill's feeling very insecure about this. Michael Cera is also planning to room with Fogel at Dartmouth, which is something he has been withholding from Jonah Hill because he knew that it would upset him. And Jonah Hill's just like feeling very insecure about it. Michael Cera's feeling very unsure with his friendship and everything. They're getting into this fight. Jonah Hill hit by the cops. And then it just kind of turns into this converging of these two storylines where while they're like, the cops are like, all right, we're going to pin this on. It's these guys. They jumped out in front of us. And in the madness of the moment, like Fogel gets out of the car and Michael Cera and Jonah Hill are like, oh my God, Fogel is hanging out with the cops. Like, what the fuck? We thought he was arrested. And Michael Cera like gets up and starts sprinting. It leads to this big chaotic thing where like they're running through the neighborhoods, and ultimately the boys lose the cops, and they start making their way towards the party. They try hopping on a bus. There's an unhoused dude who's been like with the cops as well this whole time that Fogel helped them apprehend. They get into a fight with him on the bus, so they end up walking, but they're not far from the party. So they end up going to the party. They still have all of the alcohol Fogel went and bought. So the party is now supplied with alcohol. And at the party, they're all like, all right, let's get drunk and do what we're here for, which is to try and sleep with the girls. Their whole plan all along has been like we talked about earlier. They want to go to the party so that the girls will get drunk and they will be more likely to sleep with the boys, because in the boys' minds, these girls would never sleep with them sober because they just have the guys have really low self-esteem. So they arrived at the party and the guys are all like, all right, let's get drunk. And they all kind of set out to do their own thing. Fogel ends up like dancing with and ultimately like hooking up with this one girl who he saw in the hallway earlier wearing a thong. Michael Cera goes like,
does he end up hooking up with her?
Yes. Technically, yes.
Okay. I'm about to say, I thought he was like it was either implied that he couldn't get it going or he was pushing rope.
It's implied that he doesn't know what he's doing. He's like, because at one point he's like, oh my God, I think it's in, you know?
Yeah.
So he ends up hooking up with that girl. Michael Cera goes to the bathroom and gets super drunk to also be drunk. It's because of the three of them, he's probably the most moral. And he's like, I can't sleep with this girl if she's drunk and I'm not. And like, that just seems so unethical. And her friend is like, well, then you get drunk too. And then it's ethical. So he goes and gets wasted. And then he and the girl end up going up to hook up. And then the girl starts throwing up. So they don't hook up. Seth Rogen like really starts he starts drunkenly bearing his soul for Emma Stone and being like, what if we kind of were like, what if I tried to kiss you? Or he tries to kiss her and she's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I haven't had a drink. I, Emma Stone, have not had a drink tonight. I don't drink. And I would really prefer we didn't do this right now. You're very drunk. And Seth, God, I did it again. Jonah Hill's like, oh, I'm such a fucked up. I fucked it up. He ends up like passing out and clocking her in the face with his head. Just absolutely decking her as he falls. It's just then that the cops show up and Seth Rogen and Bill Hader are like busting into the house, and Bill Hader's like, oh shit, it's the cops. And they're like sending all the kids scattering. Jonah Hill picks up Michael Cera to rescue him from the cops and like flee with him. The cops go upstairs and find Fogel, and they totally cock block him. And they end up like sitting down with them, and they're like, listen, we knew you were a kid, but we like the whole time Fogel has been pretending to be this badass 25-year-old hanging out with the cops. And they're like, guy, we know you're a teenager. We know you're underage. We just, we know at our age how we felt towards the cops, and we thought they were the worst. So we just wanted to show you cops can be kind of cool. So that's kind of the purpose of that whole storyline. And like Fogel, they help out Fogel by like fake arresting him in front of everyone and making him look like a badass. So then he's like a legend at the school. Jonah Hill carries Michael Cera away from the party, and then they end up going back to Michael Cera's house and having a sleepover. Fogel and the cops go and trash the cop car and have a fun night, like shooting guns at this burning car. And Michael Cera and Jonah Hill finally are able to kind of be level with each other, like talk about the future, talk about their relationship. They're able to say to each other, I love you. They're able to like embrace their male friendship and embrace what they mean to each other, and not just be like these cagey teenage boys who can't talk about their feelings. Granted, they are drunk when doing this. But they finally kind of embrace and are proud of who they are and who they are to each other. So they go to bed drunk. They do this sleepover. The next day, they're like, oh, let's hang out. Let's go to the mall. And they're, kind of, their friendship is kind of renewed in a way. At the mall, they end up seeing both Emma Stone and Martha McIsaac. And they're there because Martha needs to buy Emma Stone a new comforter because she threw up all over Emma Stone's parents' comforter when she was about to have sex with Michael Cera, or trying to have sex with Michael Cera. I guess that's kind of important. I didn't talk about that. No,
you didn't.
When she and Michael Cera are about to hook up, Michael Cera gets cold feet. He's like, no, this isn't right. This isn't how I imagined it. We shouldn't do this. And she's, drunkenly is like calling him like a baby and calling him a little bitch and stuff like that. And she's just very drunk. And he just like, he's being a good guy about it. He's not going through with this. So at the mall the next day, the two duos, the girls and the guys, bump into each other. And Emma Stone's there to get cover up for her black eye because she has senior photos. Jonah Hill's there because he was getting new clothes, and Michael Cera's there for another comforter. So he and Martha are like, oh, let's go shop for comforters together. Maybe we could get food after. So they go off on a date, and Emma Stone's like, hey, Jonah Hill, you gave me this black eye. How about you buy me some cover up? So they kind of go off on a hangout date as well. And the two couples walk away from each other. It's like the first time we see Jonah Hill and Michael Cera like willingly go their separate ways on good terms from each other. And yeah, it kind of ends on that optimistic note of they are slightly more functioning human beings. And that's the gist of Superbad.
All right, real talk.
Yeah.
No fucking shot Emma Stone in real life dates Jonah Hill.
So the exact quote you said at the end of the movie is, Jonah Hill ending up with Emma Stone is like a snail ending up with a dolphin.
Yeah, I was right. Spot the lie.
I don't know. I'm not sure I agree.
You don't know if you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, well, expound.
I think that there's, there's more to Jonah Hill's character than meets the eye. He's really good at drawing penises. You know, that's a quality you look for in a relationship.
Yeah, that was also, he got caught. That's why he doesn't like Michael Cera's prospective girlfriend, because she caught him drawing dicks.
In the 4th grade.
Yeah, in the 4th grade.
But people don't forget. People don't forget.
Yeah, I mean, he said it was something like ridiculously high, like 40% of people. Which is like, no shot.
He said 8% of people have this affliction where they're just compelled to draw dicks.
Yeah, it's like, man, that's I never met that 8%, man. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, so Superbad, CJ.
Yeah.
Tell me something else about what you thought about it.
He's one lucky snail.
Here, I have another quote from you that maybe this is a good starting point.
Okay.
This movie didn't go in any direction I thought it was going to go. Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be like they're going to end. I didn't know it was going to be like, oh, we're all going to try and get to this one party, but they can't get to the party. Like, it felt very like Sisyphusian. Like, they're just trying to get beer and go to a party. It's like it's the one thing that they can't do.
Almost an odyssey, if you will.
Yeah, well, there you go. And I thought for sure that it was going to be about like him knocking somebody up. So, you know, when you go into it thinking it's a different Seth Rogen movie, then you can be surprised.
Right, but it was when was it? Was it like at the hour and a half mark that you realized that no one was going to get pregnant, or was it like when the credits rolled?
I was like, yeah, no one gets pregnant in this movie. The pacing would be really weird. Just ends with Jonah Hill like not going to Dartmouth because he has a baby.
Jonah Hill, excuse me. Michael Cera went to Dartmouth, not Jonah Hill.
I'm saying because he didn't go to Dartmouth.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So because he didn't go to Dartmouth, he now goes to
baby school.
He has
Dad Academy.
Baby.
Dad
Academy.
CJ, Dad Academy. We need to make this. It writes itself.
Is this what we need to do?
It's a show about dads going through training to become dads.
Okay.
And our main character, what was his name, CJ?
Michael Cera?
No, our main character should be named Dad. Come on.
Oh, Dad. Okay.
Every one of the characters, that's the hook. Every character is named Dad.
Is this the hook? Is this a hook for something?
That's the hook. Every character has the same name.
All right, Dad. This is just like one of your fucking like ad reads.
Shit's getting weird, Dad.
Oh, okay, Minnesota guy.
Well, I guess so.
The time cops were here, and they took all the dads.
No time cops, just time judge.
Well, how does there a time judicial branch if there's not a time fucking executive branch?
Hey, I don't know how the time system works. All I know is it's time judge. We only have the confirmation of the judge.
Okay.
So what, I guess now that you've seen it, you've sat on it for a couple days. Was it a good thing or a bad thing the movie didn't go in the direction you thought it was going to go?
I think it's a good thing it didn't go in the direction I thought it was going to go, but like,
because then it would just be knocked up.
Yeah, because then it would be knocked up, which is apparently its own movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like, I think it was fine for what it is. I really don't have too much. Like, I'm like scratching my brain. I think that I said most of what I wanted to say earlier about like this movie is more about like teen posturing. Like they all get into the situation they wanted, right? They all are gonna have sex with an attractive girl, right? They are all the dog that caught the car, and now it's like, what do you do with it? The one guy has a conscience, so that's not gonna work. The other guy thinks so low of himself that the only way he thinks Emma Stone will have sex with him is if she's drunk, but she doesn't drink. So he fucking really got outplayed on that one. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay, yeah, like all these things are true and more. So, I don't know, like, is it... I guess for me, what else do I think? And apart from like going into performances, I don't know that I have much more to be like, this is what I think this movie offers. Like,
Okay.
I don't think that highly of it.
All right.
Of
Let's
the
talk about a
material.
couple things that this movie did offer.
Okay, sure.
First thing, offered you a fair bit of cringe.
Oh God, you did.
Can you
Yes.
can you point out a couple moments that you in particular thought were just going overboard?
Oh. When he's in the car with the cops, or when the cops are like interviewing him, I'm like, oh my God, I'm dying. I couldn't do it. Him being in the car with the cops was bad. When they're like, hey, McLovin, come over here. McLovin, your name's fucking McLovin? That's so cool. When they're like going along with it. And then later it's like, oh, of course we knew you weren't a fucking adult. And it's like, okay, then it really is cringe. Like, because then it's like, it was fake the whole time. It was fake because it's a movie, but then it's fake in the fake movie.
So it's more cringe because they were just like kind of playing along and hyping him up.
I'm not saying it's cringe like the kids say it's cringe. It made me cringe more because they are doing this to him, even though they know he is a kid.
Gotcha.
Like they're like taking him to bars and letting him drink and shit. I'm like, oh, that's a choice.
They're letting him shoot their gun.
Yeah, that one's a choice. Yeah, like I don't know, like that stuff. I'm like, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't. I thought that the Bill Hader, and in hindsight, I think the Bill Hader and the Seth Rogen, I forgot his name, scenes were funny, but I'm not sure what I don't know. They made me cringe a little bit. They were hard, okay?
I think that in a film with so many, in my opinion, awesome comedic performances, Seth Rogen and Bill Hader are fantastic in this, which, I mean, you would have to expect from two people, especially Bill Hader being from SNL, like two people of their stature in comedy in a film with a bunch of teenagers, many of whom it's their very first movie.
I would agree. They were very funny. They were very, very funny.
And they work really well as that 1-2 punch. Cause like it's an example of a duo where there's not necessarily a straight man, but it still works. Like Fogel's kind of their straight man to a degree, and the fact that he's like trying to play it cool the whole time. But ultimately, there is no straight man in their cruiser whenever they're together.
Okay, I can see that.
But speaking of the cast as a whole, I think the true highlight of this movie is the chemistry. I think
they do have good chemistry.
Yeah, especially the main three boys of Michael Cera, Jonah Hill, and Christopher Mintz-Plasse. Like, very convincing as high school friends.
What do you think Christopher Mintz-Plasse is doing right now?
Right now, I think
he's living off of that money.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I mean, he's probably he also has like Kick-Ass money and whatnot.
But only the first Kick-Ass really made money. The second one was kind of
Okay. Here's how we know he made money.
Okay.
He was the voice in 102 episodes of a DreamWorks How to Train Your Dragon spin-off show.
Was?
Yeah.
Oh,
he played Fishlegs Ingerman. So you know he's just rolling in the royalties.
When I think of like marquee parts, man, I think of Fishlegs Ingerman.
Right? Don't you not?
I don't, but I do now.
It's funny. I genuinely did not know which character this was, but I did a quick Google and I instantly recognize this character from How to Train Your Dragon.
Okay. I wonder if he still has that whiny voice. Do you think his voice, he ever grew into his voice?
So I have heard him speak as an adult, he did grow into his voice a bit. Yeah.
Okay.
The specific thing that I heard him talk about was talking about, and we talked to this a little bit during the commentary track. He talked about the casting and specifically Seth Rogen and his feud.
I thought it was Jonah Hill. Sorry.
God damn it. Yeah, it's Jonah Hill, not Seth Rogen. Fuck. Yes, Jonah Hill and Christopher Mintz-Plass's feud, though it was very one way. But it plays into the chemistry of it all big time. For those of you who might not have heard this story, when they were casting the role of Fogel / McLovin, Jonah Hill was already cast as Seth. And they had Jonah Hill reading with people who were interviewing or auditioning for McLovin. And, Jonah Hill at the time was like 22, 23. He was an adult, a working actor. And Christopher Mintz-Plasse, he was like 17. He had never been in a movie before. And he went into the audition, kind of in his head like, yeah, it's we're playing high schoolers. Like, I'm just going to treat it like me and my friends where we're just shitting on each other. That's largely what the script calls for, is the constant insulting and whatnot. And he just had a great time just bouncing off of Jonah Hill and insulting him and, playing the scene and leaning into their fictional feud. And Christopher Mintz-Plasse walks away, not thinking he's going to get the role or anything. Seth Rogen signed the script for him and he's freaking out like, oh, that was so cool. That was so fun. Glad I auditioned. And apparently when he leaves the room, Jonah Hill turns to Seth Rogen and co. and is like, well, we can't fucking cast that guy.
Yeah, I had heard that story.
Yeah.
And then they're like, now we have to because you fucking hate him.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that the feud, I'm sure that as they worked more together and as it went on and as they matured, I'm sure that Seth Rogen doesn't still hold this distaste. God damn it. This Jonah Hill.
That's gonna be the preview for the episode. Is every time that you said Seth Rogen but you meant Jonah Hill, that's gonna be in the supercut.
It's bad how many times I've said it.
Yeah, they're different people.
But I'm sure a lot of it was Jonah Hill being 22 and this 17-year-old not knowing anything about what he's doing. I'm sure Jonah Hill was getting annoyed by it, but yeah, it's that friction between them in real life, mostly coming from Jonah Hill.
Screen.
Yes.
Jonah Hill feels like he wants to fucking kill Christopher Mintz-Plasse the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
When he says that slur version of Vogel's name, he means it.
Oh yeah.
He's showing up to a rally.
Specifically an anti-Fogel rally.
Well, you can determine what kind of rally it is, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. It's
he said that with some hate in his heart.
Oh yeah.
That was not his first time saying that word. How about that? He's showing up to he knows. And he was in Django later. So is that a coincidence?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. We've also heard stories of Jonah Hill being problematic outside of his work job.
I was shitting at it. I forgot about that.
You were shitting and you forgot?
Pissing and shitting. Yeah, I forgot. I was being a shitter.
Speaking of piss and shit, CJ, this movie has a lot of quotes.
It does, yeah.
Did any of them stick with you?
McLovin.
Just McLovin?
Yeah, well, McLovin's so ubiquitous.
It is.
McLovin has penetrated the veil of the film and extended into the cultural zeitgeist. There is a world where people don't see the movie, but they know what McLovin is.
Yeah, like yourself.
Like me, yeah. Maybe not kids. Kids are stupid, but.
Do you think that this movie never be made?
No, I don't think that.
Is the word McLovin ever spoken by a human in all of the existence of time?
I think a McDonald's marketing exec eventually stumbles upon it. I don't think that
you're so
I don't
right.
think we've cornered the market on it, but it's pretty close.
You're so right.
I have a way of being right sometimes.
No other quotes really stick with you?
Not off the top of my head, but I'm sure you might tell me some.
Oh, I got a few. My favorite one is when Bill Hader and Seth Rogen show up to the high school party at the end, and the door opens and Bill Hader just goes, "Oh shit, it's the cops," as he's walking in.
That was pretty funny. I didn't remember that, but I remember now that you've told me.
Mm-hmm. Same scene, Seth Rogen walking through the house with like his flashlight and going, "Prepare to be fucked by the long dick of the law."
That was also funny.
That's
something I remembered.
Mm-hmm. When Michael Cera and Martha McIsaac are hooking up, she's like, "I'm so wet right now." And Michael Cera goes, "Yeah, they said that would happen in health class."
That was funny. Was funny. Yeah.
Another good one. Nobody's gotten a hand job in cargo shorts since Nam.
Yes, that was good.
Back to the hooking up scene when Martha McIsaac goes, "I'm gonna give you the best blowjay ever with my mouth." Good one. And then near the end when they, as in Michael Cera and Jonah Hill, are drunkenly like confessing their love for each other, and Jonah Hill says, "I just want to go to the rooftops and scream, 'I love my best friend Evan.'" And Michael Cera immediately says, "We should go up on my roof." Oh, it's just great. It's just great. Any favorite scenes or performances, CJ?
Christopher Mintz-Plasse and Jonah Hill, like we talked about that chemistry. That is incredible. I don't know. I think Michael Cera is just Michael Cera in this movie, but maybe he hadn't done Michael Cera a lot yet. So
yeah, this was like really his breakout role.
Yeah. Man, I think Bill Hader and Seth Rogen were really funny.
Bet you almost said Jonah Hill, didn't you?
I had to think about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to pick out a singular favorite with so many strong performances.
Mm-hmm.
I just a fact that I learned about Michael Cera that I wanted to bring up real quick was apparently he only like broke once when they were filming. I guess Jonah Hill could not make him laugh when they were filming at all. Jonah Hill afterwards was saying how professional Michael Cera was in never breaking, and apparently the only time Michael Cera broke mid-scene in filming this was one time when Jonah Hill sneezed.
Yeah. So I think that we might be thinking of the same thing, but I think Michael Cera did like one of those like GQ or Wired things where he does like the interview, and I think he talked about a lot of this stuff in that.
Oh, that's cool. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
And I really love Bill Hader. I mean, CJ, you know this. I'm a big Bill Hader fan. I'm not much of like an SNL person, but I absolutely love Barry. And just have a really deep appreciation for everything Bill Hader does because of that. Like, just really, I feel like that is a good example of a piece of media that gives you a newfound appreciation for someone on a different level, where when I see Bill Hader, I'm like, no, he's much more than just ha funny, man. He is capable of so much depth in his artistry and the stories he wants to tell. So it's cool seeing him in a role where he's walking around as a dipshit cop talking about how his first wife he met at a bar and he's like still fucking hates her. And it's the exact bar that they're at now. When I've also seen him play this tortured soul on Barry. So really appreciated revisiting this and seeing him in that. But I think the person who really stuck out to me, the two people who stuck out to me most on this watch were, one, Christopher Mintz-Plasse. Like you said, just he brings a certain amount of main character energy to Fogel that I think works really well, especially in his actual role in the narrative. He's like, I don't want to say he's inconsequential because he is important to the plot, but he's very much like the third friend who they just kind of keep around.
Yeah.
But in his mind, you know, he is like the centerpiece of the group. He is like this hotshot guy. And I think that especially for a first time, like in his film debut, I think he brings a lot of confidence to that role.
Yeah.
And the other person that I wanted to bring up specifically is Martha McIsaac, just because she plays drunk so funnily.
Mm-hmm.
I think that she gives the most convincing drunk performance of the entire cast. And we talked a little bit about like, you said the line of to play drunk, you have to act sober.
A drunk person is trying to act sober. So if you try and act drunk as a sober person, it never seems believable. It's like you're trying to be sober, right?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think that she just captured that really well.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And then favorite scenes, I mean, the dick drawing scene.
Of course, that's your favorite.
What? I can't appreciate some art? Huh? You don't like art?
Not. I guess I don't.
On that note, though, the dick drawing scene, apparently every single dick had to be approved individually by the studio's legal department.
Oh my God.
And the legal department would come back with notes saying certain ones were either like too big or too veiny.
Okay, so they had to de-veiny.
they had to de-veinify some of them. Another tidbit in the making of this that I found interesting was in one scene we see Michael Cera playing like PlayStation.
Yeah.
So Sony had to give their express consent to a PlayStation being featured and being played by a character in this. And they actually denied having Jonah Hill / the Seth character play PlayStation in the movie because he was, quote, too vile a character for their brand.
So they just had Michael Cera and Jonah Hill got to watch.
Yeah. I think that's the scene where Michael Cera is playing and Jonah Hill is trying on Michael Cera's dad's clothes or something. He's trying on different clothes to get dressed.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. Well, I myself, I'm not sure how much else I have to talk about here. I agree a lot with what you said, CJ. I don't think that this movie is necessarily ripe for analysis of a certain depth. So you good with us hopping into all of our typical roundup questions?
Yeah.
All right. How about we start with this movie was part 2 in our duology on bumbling trios with overly confident de facto leaders, an awkward one who struggles to get a word out, and the one who the other two have a misconception over what actually happens to them, with the truth coincidentally involving the police. And that was, of course, with Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? So CJ, which one was better at bumbling trios with overly confident de facto leaders, an awkward one who struggles to get a word out, and the one who the other two have a misconception over what actually happens to them, with the truth coincidentally involving the police?
I think Superbad has the edge.
Okay. Let me hear some of your thoughts on why.
I feel like you're producing me a lot today.
I can't ask questions?
No, you're just asking me, like, expound. Say more.
Yeah, I want to hear. I'm your therapist.
No, you're not. Trust me,
Can
you're
you
way
imagine,
cheaper.
though?
No, I don't want that.
Wow, you called me cheap? Wow.
I would not use you if you were more expensive than what I'm paying for now. She's got tenure built in. What was the question?
Which one? Do you
why
want me
does
to
it do
read
it
it all
better?
again?
No.
No, anything but that. Don't read it again.
I think that as a trio, I think that Christopher Mintz-Plasse is a better third than Tim Blake Nelson in the context of, like, having his, or I guess John Turturro and having his own side adventure, and I find that his side adventure is more interesting.
Okay. I actually like that a lot. I agree a lot with that. I was unsure which one I would pick, but I think I'm on Team Superbad because of that. Because I think to that point, in Superbad, all three of them are it's not that in Oh Brother, Delmar and Pete aren't prominently featured or aren't of import, but it's very much the George Clooney show in Oh Brother. It's very much
his movie.
It's very much those two characters are along the ride with Ulysses Everett McGill, right? That's his full name?
Yeah.
Or do they just call him Everett?
Everett McGill. Yeah, they just call him Everett. Yep.
Yeah. It's much more Everett is manning the ship and they're the deckhands, whereas in Superbad, they all have their own agency much more than Delmar and Pete. So
yeah, no, I think that it's both have like a trio, but I think that George Clooney it's a movie about George Clooney.
yeah. So
Okay.
what do you think? Next topic. What do you think? Why is it called Superbad?
Because they behave very poorly. Final answer.
Yeah. I do know that it's also a title of a song, but yeah, it's probably just because that's how they would if you had to ask Fogel, man, well, how do you describe you and your friends in high school? Man, we were super bad, That's my Fogel impression. Rated out of 10, quick.
Yeah. 6.
Oh, not bad. Not bad. I'd give yours an 8.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. All right. What genre are we putting Superbad in?
So it's clearly a comedy, right?
Yes.
It's
First
clearly
and
a
foremost.
comedy. Yeah.
Yes. Is it anything else of
Is it a teen movie?
I think that the next genre that we could consider for it would be coming of age. Though I don't think that is meaty enough of a genre to actually put on this. I think that I personally am very okay with just labeling this as comedy outright.
I agree. I
Okay.
think this is just a comedy.
All right, let's leave it at that. CJ,
All right.
could you have done a Superbad?
Who am I?
Oof.
Am I Seth Rogen or am I Jonah Hill?
Does it really matter which one you exactly are? Because you are an adult with a license and the ability to drive and purchase alcohol.
Oh, so I'm not a teenager in this situation?
Okay. Fair point.
Yeah.
Let's say you are.
Oh, can I do what they did in the movie? Yeah, I can. Next question. I'm 32. Yes, I can have sex and buy beer. Yeah, I can do that whenever I want, by the way.
Easy.
I also have a smartphone and a car.
And the
moving
internet.
on.
Yes, CJ could have done the Superbad.
There you go.
Oh, all right. Well, CJ, is Superbad okie dokie?
Okay. I think this movie's just fine. Okay. I don't want to get any twisted. I didn't enjoy it.
Don't get it twisted.
I didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed the time with you, of course. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It really didn't do anything for me. So with that, I'll say that while it's personally not my particular cup of tea, I think it's okie dokie.
Wow. I think I said in my prediction you were going to be very on the fence, and I think I said you were going to ultimately fall on the side of no.
Yeah, it's close. I'm trying to think. You said is in a world where there's no Superbad, do we ever say McLovin? And part of me was is the world better without it? I don't think so. I think that it's a generational comedy, even if it doesn't resonate with me, even if I think it's outdated. There are plenty of times where I'm oh, well, I'm showing you Westerns and telling you to consider the time that it came out. So it feels hypocritical to be no, I can't consider that this movie came out 20 years ago and the way we talked about things and the way we did things and the things that were acceptable to say were different. So all of that having been said, while it's not something I'm going to probably recommend to anybody, and it's not going to be something that I seek out in the future, it's fine. And I
Okay.
think it's relevant enough that people should watch it.
Okay.
Like
that's
general people.
That's what I like to hear. Okay, wait. When you say general people, that's as opposed to what? Like
I'm not
people?
gonna recommend it. But I think the world in general can watch this movie and have it be fine.
Okay. I hear you. As for myself, yeah, this film's okie dokie. Like I said, I think it's and it, like you just said as well, I think it's an important piece of media for the era that it was released in. And I think it's a fun watch even to this day.
Yeah, I think that even if I don't like the things that we made, I think it's important to reflect on the things that we've made.
Yeah, and see not just what things were like, but how far we have come.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, should we hop on the express train out of the film Okie Dokie room and go on over to the rec room?
I'm sorry, you've installed a train?
Yup.
It's like one of these little like tiny train things.
Yeah. Wait, here it comes around the corner. Do you see who the conductor is?
Oh, it's too many. Why are his feet steering why is there a steering wheel?
Well, how else is he going to steer?
It's on tracks.
Yeah, but you got to make sure that you hit the curves right, you know? You turn into the curves
that doesn't
to make sure you
explain why
turn
he's using
faster.
his feet, buddy.
Oh, you just don't get it. It's an art, not a science. Driving these little trains.
I'm fine not getting it, by the way. I am so fine not getting it. Okay.
Oh.
So the rec room, please.
Yeah.
After
What have you? Oh, sure. I'll go first. Pretty light week again here. I'll recommend first a movie, which is Train Dreams. Jade and I watched this right before the Oscars this past weekend, and we were both really surprised by it. It's a movie about a guy in the late 1800s who is a lumberjack and sometimes does work on a railroad, but largely just like a lumberjack. And it's very much just kind of about this dude's life, and it's a reflection on many things about life as a whole. It's very beautiful. It's a very breathtaking film visually and emotionally at times. And it's the cinematography is really fantastic. I've not seen many, if any, Terrence Malick films, but I know that a lot of people liken the cinematography in Train Dreams to Terrence Malick, if you're familiar. Just very intentional composition in every shot. And yeah, it's a good movie. We were really surprised by it. So if, a reflection and meditation on like the meaning of life and you kind of want to see this like lumberjack in the 1800s, if that sounds interesting to you, check it out. Then the other thing I'll recommend, I've not yet finished it, but I'm far enough in that I think I can recommend it, is the video game Clair Obscur Expedition 33.
Ooh.
I've not yet finished it. I'm in the final act of the game, but I have over 30 to 35 hours of active playtime in it, so I think it's safe to recommend. Really, really cool RPG. If you're a fan of RPGs like Final Fantasy or Paper Mario, this is really in that line. Both Paper Mario and Final Fantasy, especially like Final Fantasy X, very much in Clair Obscur's DNA. It is a turn-based RPG with parry and like timing mechanics. So while the combat is turn-based, you are actively engaging constantly by, pressing A at certain times to make sure your attacks land for full damage, or pressing parry at the exact moment to counterattack an enemy. So that's the gameplay. And the setup for the story is that there is an event in the world that, starting at the number 100, every year, everyone that age more or less just dies, and it counts down. So this has been going on for a while, and we are now at 33, where everyone who's 33 gets they die. And it's this group of people, this expedition. Every year they send off an expedition to go and try and stop this from happening. So you play as this expedition who sets off to try and stop this crazy thing. And it's really well written. The characters are really well realized. They, there's, for me at least, a threshold that characters can cross where I'm like, that character, I so fundamentally understand who they are because of how well they've been written that I can be given any circumstance or line that someone else might say, even if it's in the real world, and you know how they would respond. Okay. You know? So if you like well-written characters and just like a really fascinating narrative with really fun, addicting combat, check out Claire Obscure Expedition 33. I cannot recommend it enough. CJ,
awesome.
What have you got for us?
I've been working a lot, man.
Yeah?
I have been working a lot for a long time. And I have not been watching so much, but I have restarted watching The West Wing again. And I've really enjoyed it. It came out during the Bush administration. It was the end of Clinton and the beginning of Bush, and it was described at the time as like liberal escapism, because it's like, to contrast everything that's happening in the world around you, there's the West Wing, right? So it kind of registers in a way now where it's like, I wish this is the way that government worked. Right. I wish that there was some measure of decorum and bipartisanship and reality and whatever. And it's comforting. And I've seen this show this is probably my 6th or 7th time watching it all the way through. I'm watching it with somebody, so it's going a little slower, but it also means that I'm watching it one episode at a time, which is fun, you know?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, so I guess that's really what I have.
Nice. Do you want a quick fun fact?
Yeah, go ahead.
So you have recommended West Wing once before.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to guess the movie that we watched that you recommended The West Wing after?
I don't know.
Heathers.
Oh, interesting, which was another high school movie.
Right?
That is interesting, actually.
Yeah.
I find that very interesting.
Thank you. So to recap, CJ, you're recommending The West Wing, and I'm recommending Train Dreams and Claire Obscure Expedition 33. 33. Yes. You have to say it. That's actually how they all... Oh, I should have given a content warning, though. It's a very French game. Everyone in it takes place in fictional France. Real France, fictional France. Okay. So there's a lot of people going like, Francois. Yeah. They don't lay it on too heavy. But yeah, definitely a lot of French accents. Also, there's some big actors in it. I forgot to mention, but I'll leave that unspoiled.
Nippa. All right. So I bet you're wondering, what movie am I gonna pick?
Yeah, I'm really wondering.
I'm wondering too.
Oh,
I really genuinely don't know. I've really been thinking about it the whole time, and I've been trying to go back and forth in my mind and like, what should I pick? So I want you to make the decision.
Whoa, we're doing this again?
Yes. I'm putting your fate in your own hands.
Okay.
And so, audience, if it's not good, it's his fault.
Right.
Okay. You can pick A, which is about being awkward past the stage of being awkward. Or you can pick B, which is movies that remind me of The West Wing.
This reminds you of The West Wing?
No. Well, it kind of did because I recommended it. It made me think of The West Wing.
Okay, I'm going to go with being awkward past the stage of being awkward.
All right. Hey, did you know this is part 1 in our duology on being awkward past the stage of being awkward?
What?
I know. It's crazy. Because next time on the Film is Okie Dokie, we're going to be watching The Social Network.
Oh, all right. Exciting.
Yes.
Wait, hold on a second. How come that also sounds like it could have been something that reminded you of The West Wing?
I forgot what the other movie that I was thinking about the whole time was as I was giving you the choice.
Messed up. That's messed up.
I really fucked up. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
All right. Hey, listen, everybody, thank you so much for being here today and listening to the podcast. If you've enjoyed the show, remember to rate us, review us, give us 5 stars. If you only give us 4 stars, I'm inclined to believe that you are a hater. Shout out to Bomani Jones at Wave Sports and Entertainment for the quip. Remember to tell your friends, tell your neighbors' friends, tell your neighbors' kids, help them download it directly to their devices because they have little fingers and they have trouble working the buttons. Join the Discord, join the conversation. We have a great community. We'd love you to be a part of it. As always, I have been CJ. Tommy has something that he likes to say here.
I've been Tommy. Thank you. Thank you for letting me say it this time.
Yeah. And we will see you next time on The Film is Okie Dokie. Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.